Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today's live stream we're going to be talking about first quarter GDP numbers affecting cryptocurrency market here, and also affecting the stock market. Let me go ahead and flip the camera here so that my TikTok streamers can see what we're looking at here. All right, but yeah, this article starts off saying that Donald Trump is he'll blame Biden again for second quarter GDP after blaming him for quarter one drop. Okay, we had a first quarter GDP number that came in negative. If that happens again in the next quarter for quarter two, then that's pretty much the definition of a recession here. So if you guys felt like we're in a recession, your feelings weren't wrong. Okay, that's what's going on right now. He suggested, it says here in this article that Donald Trump suggested he will blame Biden for a second quarter negative GDP. His claim that the negative GDP and subsequent market declines were a result of Biden's policies. Okay. Trump on Wednesday blamed former President Joe Biden for the U.S. economy contracting in the first quarter of 2025 and suggested he will blame Biden again for the second quarter's result. He said, "This is Biden." Okay. And you could even say that the next quarter is sort of Biden because it doesn't just happen on a daily and hourly basis. So Donald Trump's already doing his normal thing of deflecting the blame on somebody else here. Okay. But the most important thing that we got out of today is that, the first quarter GDP fell about 0.3% on an annualized pace in Q1. It was the first quarter of negative growth since 2022 when Biden was in the White House. So we did have negative GDP on the first quarter and the second quarter for Joe Biden's presidential term in 2022, but they try to pass it off and say that it wasn't a recession because we didn't really lose jobs, or we didn't lose as many jobs. So that's probably going to be the next important thing that we'll see here on Friday. We will be getting a jobs report, okay, but we kind of did already get a jobs report for today. This was done by ADP. Okay, ADP said that private payrolls rose by about 62,000 jobs in April. They were expecting 120,000 jobs, so half the amount of jobs were added to the economy last month than they were expecting. The week hiring report was the smallest gain since July of 2024. It also showed a stark drop in payroll growth from the downward revised gain of 147,000 in March. So numbers are going down, guys, and that affected cryptocurrency world. Okay, we did see today, as I zoom here onto the Bitcoin price here. Okay, you guys see that Bitcoin is currently trading at $94,540. We did see it drop down to below $93,000 after the report came out, down to like $92,980. Let me just go ahead and show you here on the hourly chart here. Yeah, this is what it looked like earlier today. Okay, the price of Bitcoin dropped around like 8 to 9 a.m. After about so the report came out at 8:30 a.m. So we got a little bit of a red candle there at 8 o'clock, and then that followed by another red candle here that dropped about 1.5% around 9 a.m. this morning. But buyers came in, they stepped up, they bought the dip in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's actually holding strong. Bitcoin's actually up today. Okay, but it actually dragged down a few other cryptocurrencies. Sui taking one of the bigger hits here, down 2.39%, only because it's been one of the high flyers, so it has a little bit of room here to drop on us. We also have XRP. XRP is down 1.8%, AVAX down 2.3%, and Aptos down 1.29%. But they were down a little bit further than that. Another high flyer that was flying pretty high earlier this week was AI16Z. That one was up this week, but it's down today, down 9.3%. Okay, so yeah, some of these cryptos are taking a little bit of hit. If you guys were able to buy the dip, put a 1 in the comments here if you actually bought something today, taking advantage of that little dip that we got here. But yeah, looking back here at the Bitcoin charts here on the 1 hour time frame, you can see that this red line, this 200 moving average, is providing support right now for Bitcoin. If we do head down, if you guys are following the charts as closely as I do, if you see Bitcoin get down to that, $93,000 level, or in this case, the red line's at $94,000, could be a good short-term buy area to be buying Bitcoin. And then you can put your stop loss. You want Bitcoin to stay above this $93,000 line here, okay, or 92,900. Seems to be where buyers are stepping in to buy Bitcoin. So this was already eyeballed here on the 1 hour chart here. Somebody already decided to defend this level here back in Sunday, and they came in, they defended that level again here on Wednesday, April 30th here. And if we come back and retest it, okay, that might be another good area to be buying some relatively cheap Bitcoin, or if you're using Bitcoin to kind of gauge where to buy your crypto, your other altcoins, then I would be a buyer at that level. And then you can put a stop loss probably at like the 91K area if you want to keep it loose, or even put it like really tight and just put it at like 92,300 below some of these candle wicks over here. Okay, but we really want to hold 92,800 if we're going to continue being bullish here on Bitcoin. And you can see that Bitcoin is getting tighter and tighter here as we start to form what was looking like almost like a symmetrical triangle, but now it's kind of looking more like a range now. So, we have Bitcoin kind of ranging down here. The high watermark is like $96,000 or $95,900. Okay. If Bitcoin can get past $96,000, then we've already said it in previous live streams and videos here. We could see Bitcoin, as I zoom out here to the daily chart, we could see Bitcoin probably get as high as like $102,000. Let me just, I messed up my line there. I'm sorry about that. We could probably see Bitcoin probably get to like where it was trading back in like January at like $102,000. Okay. Also, if I go ahead and I turn the VRVP, let me go ahead and turn the VRVP here real quick. We're eyeballing the high, the value area high is at $102,000, $103,000 area. So that is the next area that I expect Bitcoin to go to in the near term if we break past the $96,000 resistance area. Okay. So that is what we have going on for Bitcoin. Like I said, we need to maintain 92,900. Let me go ahead and just lock that in there. Okay. And we'll take a look at some other cryptocurrencies. If you guys have any requests, by all means, go ahead and put in your requests, and we'll take a look at some of these cryptos on the chart here. Okay. But my case for Bitcoin is it needs to stay above 92,900. If we lose 92,900, now look what happens, right? We have a gap in the VRVP here. And it says that we might not get some support until like $87,000 or $88,000 Bitcoin, okay? And then the value area low might give us even more support, and that's that white line here at $84,000. I think $84,000 would be a long-term support area if Bitcoin for some reason drops down to that level, okay? The VRVP, using data going back to like November of 2024 here, is saying that we should get some support at that area now. All right, let's move on to XRP for my XRP investors out here. And let's see if I got any more requests here. Nope, no requests as of yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP though. All right. XRP currently trading at $2.20 right now. And we've looked at this chart plenty of times already. XRP needs to get past this point of control at $2.40. It looks like it's marching its way up to that price, forming higher lows and higher highs as we continue forward here. I actually want to see XRP get above that $2.40 level and actually get above right over here at like 250. Okay, create a higher high, and then once it gets past 250, we can see XRP shoot right up because look at this. Look at this. This is a steep drop in the VRVP. And we have the value area high sitting at like $3 for XRP as of now. So yeah, $3. You can see that also was a resistance level here back on March 2nd. That's as high as XRP got that day. So my my near-term profit target on XRP is $3. But if we just use the measured move of this bull flag that XRP is kind of in right now, and you just take it to like where XRP could break out here at like $2.40, you know, we still see that XRP can probably get up to like $5.26 here. Okay, I see a $5 XRP in the future if cryptocurrency market continues being bullish in 2025 here. Let me go ahead and pull up some moving averages now here, see what the moving averages are showing for XRP. XRP is holding steady and strong above the 200-day moving average. That red line right there is sitting at $2.02. If XRP starts losing its bullish momentum and starts coming down, it should get support at that $2 area. Okay, you can put your stop losses right below that $2 area, maybe at like $1.90. And if we break through that 200-day moving average, then it probably means that XRP wants to continue going down for whatever reason. All right, I'm not sure what that reason might be. Could be something bad in the news. All right, could be something bad specific to XRP itself, Ripple. Okay, but yeah, I think you want to be a buyer of XRP above $2. Okay, if it goes below $2, you want to start being cautious about your investment with XRP because it could mean that we're still continuing a downtrend for XRP, and we're gonna have to go to lower prices to like generate more demand and interest in Ripple. All right, so I see surpluses in the chat here, and let's see, what are you saying here? Yo, July. Is it impossible to move more than 4 due to the market cap? I gotta read these messages here. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you talking about like $4 for Ripple? I think Ripple could get up to $5. So $4 should be even easier. B Show, did you make a request for ZBEC? I could take a look at ZBEC. You're saying that it's moving with Bitcoin. All right. I'm just trying to read these messages here. Any chance Apple and Amazon rip roof off like the 2 today? I haven't even looked at Amazon or Apple, to be honest with you. Let me just see how they're doing right now. Let's take a look at Amazon real quick. Amazon, it was down about 1.58% today, and it still looks like it's in a downtrend, and it's making lower highs here. I don't know if Amazon is going to be ripping any roofs anytime soon here. Also, I see on the MACD, you're losing some of your buying pressure on the MACD. And stochastic RSI is a little bit high. Amazon looks like it broke through the 21 EMA, but now it's probably using it as resistance right now. And we didn't even get above the 200-day moving average on Amazon, so I wouldn't really say Amazon is ripping the roof right now. And then you said something about Apple here. Let's take a look at Apple real quick. Apple is actually up today. Apple did get above the 21 EMA, but it's not above the 200-day moving average, so I would still be cautious about Apple. You know, you could try adding into your position. Just know that we're just kind of in the bearish trend right here with Apple. And if Apple doesn't keep pushing higher than 220, let's see, what's the high water mark here? $225. If Apple can't get past $225 in the near-term future here, then this could end up being just a lower high, and then we might see lower lows. and just continue on with the downtrend here. All right, and let's take a look at the ZBEC for my buddy here. ZBEC network. All right, so we're looking at ZBEC right now. It's a cryptocurrency at 0.0012 pennies, up 1.4% today. And what is ZBEC doing here? We're looking at the daily chart for ZBEC. Did we get higher than this high that we made here on March 23rd? I'm curious. We got up as high as about 14,624, and then about yesterday we got as high as 14,674. 74 and 20. Yeah, we actually did create technically we created a higher high than this high. So this thing is on the process of making higher highs here on the chart. That's good to see. And it looks like today we came down and we got some support off the 50-day moving average, this green line here, which is sitting at 11,148. We came down a little bit below that to like 10,907. So yeah, I mean, this is good to see. You're getting kind of almost like a hammer candle here, okay? Which you would then want to see this get another green candle tomorrow to confirm that this is a bullish reversal candle here, okay? But yeah, usually a hammer candle is a reversal candle, but you got to see the follow through. You got to see that, you know, the next couple of days here have to have some green candles for us to continue being bullish on this cryptocurrency, or else this could get invalidated, and then we could just come back down and maybe retest the 50-day moving average, you know, over here at 11,100. But it's nice to see that this cryptocurrency is slightly bullish, I would say. And you are creating higher highs, and now you're just going to be looking to see if it can create a higher low and then continue making higher highs and continue on with the bullish trend that it's already in. Looks like we already bottomed out here back in like the beginning of April, so that's good to see. Okay. All right. You're welcome. I'm glad I was able to take a look at ZBEC there for you. Minimum wants to look at SQQQ. Oh, you want to short the NASDAQ, huh? Okay. All right. We'll take a look at that one. And Besha, you're asking, what are my thoughts about what in particular? ZBEC? My thoughts about ZBEC? I would actually be... I think this is actually a good looking chart so far. I mean, you already bottomed out here. I would just be looking to see if I could buy at lower prices here. If this thing revisits the 50-day moving average, or even lower to like the 200-day moving average, anywhere between like 10,000 to like 11,000 would be some good buy zones for ZBEC. I would be trying to see if I could scoop it up if I was trying to get into this crypto. But we'll have to see. You know, it's good to see that we made a higher high. And then we're just going to see if this is going to be the higher low, and then maybe we make some more higher highs. But so far, so good on ZBEC. Let's take a look at SQQQ for my my friend here, who's trying to short the NASDAQ right now. Okay, this is SQQQ. You can this is an ETF, I believe, that you could trade on the stock market. Okay, it's basically you're trying to short sell the NASDAQ. Okay, and let's see what SQQ is doing so far. Right now, SQQ is trading at $31.06, down 2.83% today. You look like you had a little bit of a blow off top here when things got crazy back on April 7th, where we saw this thing get as high as like $57.80. But then Trump came in and he said that they're doing a 90-day pause on tariffs, and that caused this thing to drop like on Wednesday, April 9th here. You dropped like 35%. That's a big bearish engulfing candle here. Sent you down right below the 200-day moving average. And This thing is below all the moving averages right now. Is there any hope that it could go back up again? I don't know. I don't know. Because the MACD is showing a light red candle here, showing that there's less selling pressure on this SQQ ETF here. Stochastic RSI is low. This could possibly be a higher low, maybe. Okay. And then you're just going to be hoping that there's some more bad news in the economy and bad news from these technology stocks that's going to send you up to higher prices here. 200-day moving average could provide some resistance right now at $35, $36 here. 35. It's actually at $35.98. I'd be careful shorting the NASDAQ right now because I feel like the move has already been made. Okay. As you can see, like the general term, if you look at the SQQ, this is a leverage ETF, okay? And the history is that this thing just continues going down and to the right, down and to the right. You can see back here like 2022 when we had a little bit of a recession scare, this thing actually climbed up. And then the last time it climbed up in October of 2022 and it climbed up to 347 bucks here. But as you probably should know already, these ETFs with their leverage, the way they're designed, they have a lot of bleed through. And even if you're betting right on this product, over time this thing loses value. Okay, I would not be in this for the long term here, but you could probably game plan this out where you buy right now, you put a stop loss at maybe 28 or 29 bucks here. And if it hits, it probably means the trade's not going to work out in your favor here. But if it doesn't, you don't get stopped out and you start going up to higher prices here on SQQ. I wouldn't get too greedy, okay? I would probably look to see if I could just get my first take profit target at 35, 36 bucks here. And then maybe 40 bucks. And if I turn on the VRVP here real quick, let's see what the VRVP has to say. Yeah, you got a high volume node here at 41 bucks. I would probably put that as my my short-term take profit target. And then also the value area high is at 39 bucks here, 39.81. So yeah, you can just use the VRVP just using this data right here, right? Put your stop loss at the value area low, this white line at 27 bucks. You're a buyer at this blue line at 30 bucks or 31 bucks. And then you just sell when you get to the value area high at 39 bucks. This thing is pretty much already telling you how to game plan your trade out here. Just using the VRVP. Okay. All right. I got a request here for Cookie DAO. Take a look at that. And then Rex is asking, do I think XRP is going to blow up? In what way is it going to blow up? As in blow up and go down to 0, or blow up and go to 10 bucks. I think XRP could go to $5. We just covered that earlier in the stream already. Yeah, Bashar, I don't know if ZBEC is going to be a 20x or a 50x. I think a lot of these altcoins are easy doubles from where they are right now. You'll definitely be able to 2x, but I would have to dig deeper to see if I feel like ZBEC's going to go to do a 20x on us. All right, let me go ahead and look at Cookie DAO since my man over here keeps screaming for it in the chat here. All right, so now we're looking at Cookie DAO. Trading at 16, almost 17 cents, 0.169 cents to be exact. Down 7.5% today. We got the VRVP showing here. Data going all the way back to 2024 here. And we can see already, just eyeballing the chart, the value area high is currently at 20 cents. That's probably going to be the significant resistance level for Cookie DAO. If this thing continues climbing up to higher prices, I'm expecting to have a lot of resistance at 20 cents. It's going to be tough to kind of break that level. But you can see that's where a lot of people were buying and selling at that level. So anybody that bought in like February or January of 2025 and they don't want to be a part of this crypto anymore, they're going to be selling at 20 cents because that's where they bought at if they want to break even on it. But yeah, that's the data that I'm getting off of the VRVP. Now let's look at some of the moving averages here and RSIs and all that good stuff, right? Okay. So it's nice to see that this cryptocurrency got above the 200-day moving average. Anytime an asset gets above the 200-day moving average, I can feel more comfortable being bullish on that asset. So that puts a smile on my face to see that, to be honest with you. Okay. Looking at the RSI, you were overbought here on Tuesday. But yesterday. You had an RSI of like 75 here. Right now you have an RSI of 68, so you just got out of overbought territory, but it's kind of close. I mean, but the thing with the RSI is that it could stay overbought, so this could just be the beginning of, or just continuation of this bull trend that it's already in right now. And I say bull trend because let me just give you the moving averages real quick. This thing did have a high over here at like 14.5 cents, and we got above that previous high, so that's good to see. So you pretty much bottom out here, got you a little bit of a rounded bottom. Okay, you went sideways at this resistance area. Okay, you flipped it into support, and then you bounced up higher from there. So that's good to see on this crypto cookie DAO. Now I'm expecting that this thing is probably going to create some bearish divergence on the RSI, maybe create some lower highs on the RSI. It could still continue climbing up, but it might be more like a bull flag, where it just might do something like this, like an upward slanting bull flag, like that, as it continues being a little bit bullish here. But I'm expecting this thing to kind of trade sideways for a little bit in this area, because you got a lot of resistance, a lot of people that want to sell and just break even at this area right now at 20, anywhere between 20 and 22 cents. I would say that this crypto is probably gonna like chill out for a little bit. But I mean, it's still what, only 17 cents right now. You still got a little bit more room to go here. I think this thing can go a little bit higher from where it is right now. Let me just turn on the moving averages here one more time. You got the 21 EMA starting to curve up here. That's nice to see. When this 21 EMA gets above that red line, the 200-day moving average, that could confirm that's almost like a golden cross. And that could confirm that this thing is going to probably shoot up to higher prices here. And I mean, if it does, let me just go ahead and turn on the VRVP here real quick one more time. Yeah, I mean, it could probably shoot up to that. Once it gets past the 25 cents area, this thing could shoot up really fast, really quick. I'm seeing like maybe like this area over here at 37 cents might be some resistance once it gets past 20 and 25 cents. And then you'll probably be contending up against this area at like 55 cents here. So yeah, you got some room to run with this crypto. To EW Loco, what's a good buy right now? You looking for like a stock tip or a crypto tip? I think a lot of these cryptos are good buys. You'll be able to 2x on most of these cryptos here, because almost all of them have lost 50% of their value over the last few months here. So I think they'll be able to at least get back what they were at back in December and January. To EW Loco, which exact ones? I don't really give financial advice. To E Loco. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know your personal situation, but I could tell you that, you know, I've seen some cryptos rising to the top here, like Sui. Sui's probably a good buy. This one could possibly run to higher prices here, right? It already did. Okay. Not financial advice. Okay. But Sui made a big run the last few days here. It's probably going to go sideways, create this bull flag that it's going to stay in for a little bit at this $3.50 area. And then I already like talked about how like I could see Sui get back up to like $5 here. And there's like a rumor going around that Sui might be in the next Pokemon game that's coming out here. So it's got some adoption, some use case going for it. And then just looking at the, you know, the Fibonacci analysis here, the 1618 says that Sui could get up to like $8.19, and then the 2618 says that Sui could get up to like $12.77. So, you know, this might be a 4x or a 5x in the future here. Might want to take a look at Sui. All right. Abu Bak, you're saying that Cookie DAO is an AI agent? That's good to know. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these AI agent coins are going to do pretty well in the next few weeks to few months here. Another coin that's involved in AI agents is Virtual's coin. Virtual's protocol. This one's at $1.38 right now. This one actually doubled in price from where it was last week. Okay, this thing has doubled in value in 1 week. Look at this, like Tuesday, April 22nd, this thing was up 21%. Then like 5% the next day, 6%. Then it went up another 19% on Friday. And then it went up another 19% on Saturday. Chilled out on Sunday. And then went up another 31% on Monday. And then continued going higher on Tuesday before it kind of like chilled out here where it's at right now. Virtual's protocol is another AI agent cryptocurrency that you might want to look into to see if it's for you or not. This cryptocurrency got beat down in January and February here, but back in January it was at the high water mark of like $5.25. So yeah, this thing could probably do a 4x from where it is right now. All right, I see that my man Kyle here wants me to talk about Caspa. Okay, we can look at Caspa. Hey, 2EW Loco, you're gonna have to go get yourself a financial advisor to ask, because you're over here asking like what's a good stock to buy, and that that's not what we do here. We don't really do like stock picks or crypto, you know, picks. We look at the charts. I'll analyze a stock or crypto for you, but you're gonna have to make that determination on your own, because I don't know your personal situation. Oh, sure. I typed in the wrong. KASPA. Yeah, Caspa. There it is. So we're going to look at Caspa now. Caspa currently trading just below 9 pennies here. Up 1.8% today. And it looks like Caspa is in the beginning of creating a little bit of a bull run here. Okay. Let me just grab this previous chart work here. I do want to see Caspa get above the high water mark here that it made here on February 16th, when we saw Caspa as high as 11, almost 11.5 cents here. We came close to that on Friday, this past Friday, at like almost 11 cents. We came up to like 0.109 pennies. So technically not a higher high as of yet. Looks like we are creating a high, but not a higher high. And could this be possibly a higher low going forward as we continue on to this bull trend? I don't know. We'll see. I would like to see that with Caspa, but it looks like Caspa already had like kind of like a double bottom that it created here. So that's good to see that it's bottoming out. On my little cheat sheet with Market Cipher B, Caspa, you know, a good day to be buying it was on Wednesday, April 9th here. You got the green dot that came in that got printed on Market Cipher B over here. But cause for alarm is that right now you have a red dot that got printed on Monday, yesterday. Wait, today's Wednesday. I'm sorry, 2 days ago. Okay, 2 days ago, you got a red dot here. So the cheat sheet saying that you should be selling your Caspa, at least if you're short-term trading it. We're looking to see if another green dot starts to show up on the Market Cipher B, and that could confirm that it's a good time to start buying Caspa again. Let me go ahead and turn the moving averages for Caspa. See that we got the 21 EMA, this white line, is now starting to come up and provide possible support. When you can see that this white line was acting as resistance during the downtrend back in February, March. Now we want to see that act as support going forward as we go up to higher prices here. And I'm expecting the first resistance level for Caspa to be that red line at 11 cents. Yeah, 11 cents is going to be the first resistance area for Caspa. Now, if we can go a little bit higher than 11 cents, then maybe, as I turn on the VRVP here, maybe we might see Caspa go past 11 cents. You got a steep gap in the volume here, and then you won't see any resistance until about 15 cents, okay? Or maybe even 16 cents, which is where Caspa was trading at for most of August and September of last year, and also back in November and December of last year. So I think this Caspa coin could probably do a double from where it is right now. You get a 2x out of this crypto. Oh, I don't really know too much about Caspa like that. I've heard good things about it, but I would have to do a deep dive on it. You know, I don't really have that much thoughts on Caspa. Besides, I just know it's been around for a while, and I've heard good things about it. You want me to look at the SoFi? Okay, I can take a look at SoFi. All right, let me go take a look at SoFi from my buddy over here. SoFi Technologies. So we're kind of going back and forth between cryptocurrency world and stocks here. And I see Love Gurus in the chat. Yo, you're welcome for I'm glad I was able to help you understand Bitcoin and what it's doing today. I'm glad you like the analysis. Guys, if you're loving the analysis here in this video, this live stream, go ahead and hit that like button, please. So it just lets everybody, let's YouTube and TikTok know that we got some good information here. Just cleaning up the chart here a little bit. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at SoFi. Just looking at the moving averages here. This is a stock that you can trade on the stock market. I think it's related to like finance and like technology stocks. Okay. So SoFi, right? Trading at $12.51, down 5.7% today. Not a good day. That's a pretty steep drop for a stock, to be honest. Usually they're, you know, it's not. Yeah, I guess sometimes these stocks could go down 10% on a really bad day, but it's, you know, 5% is pretty almost like 6%. That's a pretty steep drop in my opinion. All right. So what do we got with SoFi? SoFi looks like it got rejected from the 50-day moving average, this green line here. That green line is at $14.07. We saw SoFi get up to $14.51 yesterday. So it tried to get above that 50-day moving average, but it got rejected, and it actually closed. What did it close? It closed a little bit below the, yeah, it closed below the 50-day moving average. Now you're losing the 100-day moving average as well on the support here. And now you end up, I mean, are you going to get support at the 200-day moving average? That's, I mean, if this thing continues losing support, where is it going to actually get support? Maybe the 200-day, okay, which is trading, which is at $11.70 or $11.30. So this thing, if it continues on its downtrend, it might continue all the way down to $11 here. And that would probably be a good area to scoop up SoFi, in my opinion, because if it's not able to hold the 200-day moving average, then, you know, then it's probably going to continue going down. But, you know, I do believe that a lot of investors are eyeballing that $11 area and they want to get this stock. There should be support at the $11 area. I'll turn on the VRVP, see if it agrees with me on that, because you just don't want to just use one indicator. You want to use like another indicator to get some confluence here. And I do see a little bit of support there on the VRVP. You got this high volume node here, $11.20 and $11.08. So yeah, I would be targeting $11. I would be putting in my buy orders in on SoFi at $11.10 to $11.30. See if you get filled in that area. I think you could, you know, get it below that 200-day moving average. Just because the 200-day moving average is there doesn't mean it's actually gonna stop right there. It could go right below that 200-day moving average. So I would try to see if I can get some cheap SoFi at $11, $11.20, which is my target area. You got a value area low, which also could provide some support. This white line. This white line is currently sitting at $10.13. So yeah, I would be trying to scoop up SoFi at $11, you know, in the low 11s, and then I would put the stop loss really tight at like $10.13. And if we can't hold $10.13, this thing's probably gonna continue going down. You know, this thing did get as low as about $8.60 on April 7th before the 90-day pause on tariffs, right? But, you know, it can go further than that because you got another high volume node here at like $8.18 and then $7.70. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, how much more do you want to lose? I would probably, like I said, I'd probably game plan right now. Buy at 11, put a stop loss at like $10. And then you're just trying to see if this stock could actually go to higher prices, and if it does, you know, we know that the resistance right now is at like $14, where the 50-day moving average is sitting at. But if you get past $14, then you got like a resistance maybe at like $15.45, and then you get the point of control at $16. So that'd be like a nice 33% gain from where you are right now. I think most people would be happy with that, considering this is a stock and it's not a crypto. All right. Let's take a look at Solana. It seems like you know, Bitcoin and Solana are like the only cryptos here that are actually in the green today. I mean, we still got about 2 more hours left in this day, but I mean, they're the only ones that are leading the pack right now as far as staying in the green. Solana is at $147 even. That's interesting. Up 0.46% today. We're looking at the VRVP here. I have said in previous live streams and videos already that, you know, Solana has a point of control of POC at $125. That's going to be the probably where we get some support. Okay. A lot of people bought and sold Solana at $125, so I'm expecting that to like stick as support. If we lose $125, then we get the value area low at like $98. Okay, you could get some Solana at $98 if it loses that support here. Solana in the near term though should get some near term support off of this 21 EMA that's curving up here. It should respect that. It looks like we almost came down to that 21 EMA, which is sitting at $138. And yeah, we came down as low as $140.40 today. If we get some bad news going into tomorrow for any reason, then we could see that this crypto could come down to 130 bucks and actually touch the 21 EMA. But I'm expecting the 21 EMA to act as support as we go forward and higher on Solana. And if Solana does continue going higher, looks like 150 bucks is where the volume drops off on the VRVP here. And we won't get some resistance until like $169, 170 bucks. We'll see how Solana reacts to crossing this 50 moving average. It looks like if Solana keeps pushing up higher, there might be a little bit of resistance at that green line at 158 bucks. Okay. But that doesn't mean that it's going to get rejected. There'll probably be a reaction. It might, poke its head above it and come back down again. But then we'll see if it actually breaks through that green line on its way to 170 bucks. And then ultimately, my near-term take profit target on Solana is 181 bucks. I would want to be selling Solana at that level if I was short-term trading it. And that could happen, in the next, few weeks, few months. I mean, let's just do a little bit of trend analysis here. If Solana keeps maintaining these higher lows that it's making right now and doesn't really break through it, okay? We could see Solana hit 180 bucks by May 19th is what I'm looking for a target date. If it continues on this trend and doesn't break that trend. All right, Cyrus is saying the selling may and go away is a trap. Everybody repeating it. That's how you know. Cyrus, you might be right about that. There might be some truth to that. Everybody's thinking one way. Usually, things don't go the way that the majority of the crowd thinks it's going to go. So, because everybody keeps saying sell in May and go away, we might actually have a good May in both stock market and cryptocurrency world. I think because we've already had a pretty bad, because we already had a 3-month sell-off, we might actually have a good May. Okay. And that might have been one of the reasons why we sold off so hard in April, because people were anticipating that May is going to be bad and they're going to sell in April because they're trying to avoid, selling in May. But anyways, that's we'll see how things go. I think May might actually be pretty good for us, especially if we get trade deals coming in. Yeah. And if we might be getting lower interest rates because GDP is negative and inflation is coming down and not really being a problem. All right. George R. put in a request for Shiba Inu, and then we have a request for NVIDIA. And I want to make sure I didn't miss any other requests here. All right, so we'll look at Shiba Inu, and then we'll look at NVIDIA, because Shiba Inu came in first, and then I saw NVIDIA. All right. Shiba. Let's see. I think I have it pinned here. We're now looking at Shiba Inu. Currently at 13.25. Shiba Inu is a coin that's gotten beaten down here. Hopefully my stream doesn't get taken down, because last time I talked about a meme coin, TikTok didn't like that. So I swear to God, if it happens again, I'm not talking about meme coins again. Okay? But anyways, looking at this coin that you requested here, Shiba Inu. Right? We are below a lot of the moving average supports here. We're also below a lot of the VRVP data here. Okay, you got the value area low at 1610. And then the POC, point of controls, at 2161. Okay. And of course, we don't even have to mention the value area high, but the value area high is really high above you. This probably means that Shiba Inu is very undervalued. Okay. And it's got a lot of room to run if it starts being bullish again. but it needs to start being bullish again. That's the problem. All right, so anyways, yeah, you got a lot of resistance when you do climb up here on Shiba Inu. First order of business here is to get above this 50-day moving average, that green line, sitting at 1425. And then once you get above that, you got resistance here, probably coming in at 1588 from the value area low. And then the 200-day moving average is probably going to provide some resistance at 1874. But the good bit of news with Shiba Inu is that you've been beaten down, and now you can start strategizing and using a stop loss here. You put your stop loss at like 1,000, okay? Because if you lose 1,000 on Shiba Inu, then how much lower is it going to go? Do you really want to stick around and lose more money on your Shiba Inu investment? I don't know. You tell me. Okay, but I'll put the stop loss at 1,000 for this crypto, and then 21 EMA is providing some support right now. And then you're going to see if you can just ride that to go to higher prices here. Okay. But yeah, I don't see how Shiba Inu could get any further lower than where it is right now, unless it's just going to continue on the downtrend. But you do have the beginnings of a higher low here. And you want to see Shiba Inu get above the high water mark here of like 1567. And then you could say that Shiba Inu officially created a higher high. And then you'd be just looking for a higher low and another higher high as it creates a bull trend up to higher prices. All right, let's go ahead and look at NVIDIA from my friend over here. And I believe that's Charm Inferno that requested it. So here we go. I hope you're in the chat here, in the stream here, Charm. We're looking at NVIDIA now, currently at $108.92. Did we get a good bit of news today? Something happened? Because after market hours, NVIDIA is actually up almost 3% to $112. Let's see, what does this say? New U.S. AI diffusion rules will limit advanced AI chip exports, notably impacting NVIDIA. Analysts predict annual sales losses over $10 billion due to restrictions on H20 chips to China. Looks like NVIDIA has an earnings report coming out on May 28th here. So you might want to write that down. They're expecting earnings to be about 88 cents on revenue of about 43 cents. I'm sorry, revenue about 43 billion. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, but here we are. We're looking at NVIDIA. I actually own NVIDIA myself. Okay, I own a little bit of NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, wow. Okay, let's see. Point of control at $89. If you're lucky enough to see NVIDIA come down to that point of control, I would probably be buying at that level there. Probably put the stop loss below the value area low at like $73. Because if NVIDIA comes down to $73, there's something definitely wrong with the stock. It's not the same NVIDIA that we all know and love, right? But yeah, that's just using the VRVP here. You know, if NVIDIA starts to become bullish here, just looking at the VRVP data, you get the value area high currently sitting at $123. Okay, that would probably be my near-term take profit target, which also coincides where the 200-day moving average is sitting at about $125. So I would say, yeah, $123, $125. I would start selling NVIDIA, you know, if I'm short-term trading it. Let me just get rid of this previous chart work here. I want to get rid of the VRVP here too. And yeah, you're just looking to see if NVIDIA can get back to the moving averages here. Like I said, anytime an asset is below the 200-day moving average, I am bearish. But that doesn't mean I'm not trying to buy them, okay? Because you want to be buying in the bear market if you can. And then you'd be selling in the bull market. That's how, you know, buy low, sell high, right? But yeah, I am bearish on NVIDIA until it gets below that 200-day moving average. That red line. Okay. But right now, it kind of looks like Nvidia is just in a downtrend, and we're just waiting for it to break past the lower highs that it's making here. Almost like kind of like a descending channel too. Where you're making lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, really lower low. And then, I mean, does it continue to make another lower high? I don't know. I mean, if it can get up to that 200-day moving average at 125 bucks, that would probably break itself out of this downtrend that it's in right now with the lower highs that are being formed. Let's look at my cheat sheet. Let's see what the cheat sheet has to say about Nvidia. It's Market Cipher B. It's my little cheat sheet here. Gives me the green and red dots here. And I'll zoom in here. I do like the fact that we did get a green dot recently. We had a green dot that came in on Thursday, April 24th, saying that you should have been buying Nvidia. So maybe Nvidia might be a good buy at this price that it's at right now. We'll just have to see if it creates higher lows and higher highs. You would have to, I mean, look at this. You need to get above this high that it made here on April 9th when it got as high as like 115 bucks. Because then you can then say you're making higher highs if you can get above that most recent high here. And then I want to see it get above this other high back here at $122 and also, yeah, $122.89. You know, right? So yeah, when Nvidia gets back to $123, $125, I would be more bullish on Nvidia, and I wouldn't be so, you know, cautiously bearish on it, to be honest. What do I use to trade crypto? I use various cryptocurrency exchanges. Some good ones in the United States are like Kraken and Coinbase. They've been around for a while. I also use the Phantom wallet, okay, and Coinbase wallet to buy, you know, cryptos that are not on the cryptocurrency exchanges that I'm using. Another good cryptocurrency exchange is also Mexi, but you have to get a VPN for that because they don't really cater towards American customers because of the rules here in the United States. But I hope that gives you some good ideas as to where you can go. Keegan, I would look up, if you're in the United States, I would look up Coinbase, Coinbase.com or Kraken. Those are two good cryptocurrency exchanges in the United States. That's funny. You're saying, oh, wow, a trader using volume profile. And you're clapping your hands. Yep, I'm one of them. It's a very helpful, useful indicator. Especially if you're looking for some areas to be buying at and looking for solid price levels, where you can use that indicator to then give you some confluence on your other indicators like the moving averages, or if you're using like a Fibonacci, it's good to use that VRVP. It just gives you more confirmation. Porky's in the live stream here. It's good to see you, buddy. How are the charts looking today? Well, Bitcoin and Solana are looking pretty solid out of the big five cryptos out there. They're actually in the green. Oh, it looks like Ethereum just finally decided to peek its head into the green as well. As I was saying earlier, Porky, on my analysis so far on Bitcoin, we really need to stay above that $92,900 level. All right. Looks like traders are respecting that level. That also happens to be right now where the 100 moving average is sitting at. give you some confirmation that it's not just a arbitrary level, it's actually being respected by the 100-day. And if I go into the 1 hour chart, I mean, you can just see that even better, that the this red line here, 92,900, seems to be a level where Bitcoin is getting respected at. Those are some good buy areas to be buying at. Let me get rid of the moving average. Of course, on the 1 hour time frame, it looks like the 200 moving average is also providing support for us. We broke through it, but we got above it, and we just need to stay above it. But I still see that we're in kind of like it's like a symmetrical triangle to me. We're making lower highs while also making higher lows. Well, for the most part, we're making higher lows up until today. So I guess I have to change this around now, huh? Anyways, it was looking like that for the most part. And that's frustrating the hell out of a lot of day traders here. That's why I don't think this week is a good week to be day trading. A good week to be day trading at all. Until we get some resolution. And I see resolution towards the end of the week. Maybe on Friday after we get the jobs report and the unemployment number. Maybe that will be once we get the unemployment number and it says that we're losing jobs. Just like the ADP report said that we're losing jobs. And GDP saying that we have negative GDP. Maybe that will light a fire up the Federal Reserve's butt to actually cut interest rates. That way we don't go into a really bad recession here. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I think, once... I think if we do get bad unemployment on Friday, that would cause Bitcoin to front run the interest rate, cutting interest rates. And that could be what sends us up to higher prices on Bitcoin. But, I mean, depending on how bad the numbers are, it could actually send us down. But I think we'll get the resolution. We'll get the bigger move towards the end of the week here. Because this is saying that it's going to get really tight on Friday. Look at this. If we continue the trend that we're making here, the downtrend with the uptrend, it's going to get really tight on Friday until we get some resolution. Going into Saturday, something has to happen. Hey, Trade Tuition's in here too. All right. Hey, Trade, I didn't know you had a TikTok here. Glad to see you're in the chat here. And Jimmy over here is saying we can't break out above 95K. Yep, you are right. 95K, 96K has a pretty good sell wall. There's reasons for that. Okay. Let me just go ahead and clean up the charts here a little bit here. I might just make it a naked chart here. Actually, no, I'll go into the VRVP. So I'll show you the VRVP here real quick. So let me go into the daily time frame here. And we'll take the data from like September, right? And you can see that the VRVP is calculating and it's showing that this point of control POC is at $96,000 Bitcoin. You got a big high volume node here. A lot of people bought and sold Bitcoin at $96,000. That's the reason why we're having a lot of trouble getting past 96K. Because anybody that bought Bitcoin in the last few months here, around November, December, and January, if they want to get out of Bitcoin because they don't have that much conviction in it, they're going to try to sell it, and then they're going to sell it at break even. And break even for most of these people is 96K. Okay? But then, if I get rid of the VRVP here real quick, okay? And we just look at Fibonacci analysis, right? We saw Bitcoin go as low as 74,400 bucks, roughly, in April. And we saw Bitcoin get up to like 109,300 bucks, roughly. And you have a 0.618 retracement level at $96,000. So $96,000 Bitcoin is also a problem for us to get past in the near term here. All right. Well, let me go ahead and turn that VRVP here real quick. Once we do get past $96,000, right? Let me let the VRVP recalculate the data here. You'll see that we get past $96,000, that POC, The white value area high is currently at $102,000, or roughly between $100 and $203,000. Okay, and that also is the same level where this 0.786 retracement level is at. Let me get rid of this old Fibonacci. This is also saying $102,000 as well on the 1618 extension. But yeah, $102,000 is also going to be another boss level resistance for us to get past once we get past 96 grand here. BTC. All right. Yep. Yeah, we're looking at BTC right now. Everyone double tap. I'm really glad to see you guys make it into your live stream here, Porky and Trade Tuition. And I appreciate you guys giving me the shout out on your channel here. And let me go ahead and show some of my streamers here. I'll show them your TikTok channels here. So that's my TikTok, right? But let me see if I get Porky to show up here. If you guys want another streamer who's yeah, pretty good with the charts here, you may want to take a look at my buddy, my friend here, Porky Flounder 65. Pretty big on crypto. He does some live streaming here. You should probably show him your YouTube channel too. Let's go into YouTube here. Porky Flounder 65. He's got some good streams. He streams late at night for the East Coast guys. I think on the West Coast, he's from the West Coast, so it's like around like 6 or 7 p.m. West Coast time, I believe, when he's going live. He's got some good streams here, some good shorts. All his content's pretty good here. And then my buddy Trade Tuition. Oh, sorry, I say tuition. I Trade Intuition. Guys might want to check him out too. Okay. He's always going live, morning, day, and night, it seems. Guys might want to take a look at some of these other guys that are streaming and talking about the charts here. All right. Okay. Let's see do I have any more requests for any cryptos or stocks here? We've been going back and forth between cryptos and stocks. Let's see. Yeah. I'm just lucky enough where I've been doing TikTok for a while here, and I was able to get my numbers up where they let me go live on TikTok. Yeah, 1,000 follows on TikTok, and then you'll be able to go live. I think that's the magic number. Yep. Oh, you're welcome for the shout out. Yeah, we're just out here trying to help each other out. Trying to build up a community here. Let's see. Porky, we already talked about XRP. I think let's look at Aptos. See how Aptos is doing. I know some people are asking me like, what's a good crypto or stock to get into? And I don't really give financial advice, but I'll give you one that I'm excited about right now, and that's Aptos. Okay, because Aptos is currently trading at $5.37 right now. And just looking at the VRVP data, right? The value area low sitting at $4. Okay, you can put that as a stop loss for this crypto if you're buying it right now. You would be buying it at $5.37, which is where the point of control is at. Okay, about like roughly $5.50. But look what happens once you get past like $6 on Aptos. Okay, you got a drop in the VRVP here, meaning that this thing could shoot up really quick, really fast. And then you don't really get much significant resistance until like $8.70. So this thing could almost almost double from where it is right now. But we'll just measure that out real quick here. From where we are at like $5.37 to the significant area resistance at 871, you got a 62% gain in this crypto if you just get back up to $8. But then look, you know, after it gets past like $8 or $9, you got another gap in the VRVP, and then you got the value area high sitting at like $11.66. This thing should be able to double, right, from where it is right now. But we have seen Aptos get the higher prices before that. Like back here in December, we saw Aptos at like $15. And then the little altcoin season we had back in March, we saw Aptos at like $18. So this thing could be a 3x. But I see this thing being a 2x, and I see it also like in the process of bottoming out here. I do want to see Aptos get above this high watermark here on March 25th, when it got as high as like $6.11. Because then we could say that's actually making a higher high then. Also, I want to see it get above this other high here back at $6.81. So yeah, it wouldn't be nice to see Aptos at like $7, but like once Aptos gets to $7, this thing could stream high right up to like $8 or $9 after that. All right, and then if I just go into just put my normal chart. Let's see my normal settings here. You can see that, you know, when Aptos does decide to start climbing up to higher prices here, you got the 200-day moving average providing resistance at like $8.30. I think that's your near-term profit target on Aptos, is $8. $8.30 on Aptos is your near-term price target. But I think this thing could be a $10 crypto or higher. I don't think it's just going to stop at $8 when it does get back up to $8. Ready, set, go. Okay. Yeah, guys, double tap that screen for me, please, if you're on my TikTok. Appreciate the double tap. Thank you, Trade Intuition. All right. Hey, I'm just trying to get my numbers. I'm trying to get as many subscribers as you guys have on YouTube. Seems to be a tough nut for me to crack right now. For some reason, I did pretty well with TikTok. I guess, I don't know. People like my videos, maybe the music or something. I don't know. I need to get some more feedback as to why that's the case. That's just my guess. So I think I went through all the requests here, guys. Does anybody have any more requests? If not, I mean, we'll probably end the live stream soon here. Let's see how I've been eyeballing this other crypto here, Aerodrome Finance. I think this one could probably 3 or 4x in the future here. Right, this thing got beaten down already. Aerodrome Finance at 61 cents. I've been trying to wait for it to get down to like 50 cents here, and it's not doing it. You got the 21 EMA right now, currently at 48 cents. I think that's the reason why, one of the reasons why I was trying to get it at 50 cents, because I think it could get some support at that area. 50 cents is also, I think that's also where the VRVP data was showing like a high volume node at. So I was like, let me get it at 50 cents. But this thing is kind of holding strong right now in the 60 cent area. Getting a little bit of resistance at the 50-day moving average, sitting at like 63 cents right now. If we continue being bullish, it's going to probably flip that to support. And then the next resistance area is at like 95 cents. So this thing could possibly, we're game planning this out right now at 60 cents. This thing could probably go up to the 100-day and that'd be up 50%. Just if it could just get right up to the 100-day moving average, and then if it can get up to the 200-day moving average, you know, that red line there, that's sitting at $1.04, and you're up like 70%. So you're almost gonna double your money with Aerodrome if it just gets right back to where the resistance is at with the moving averages here. Okay. And then if I turn on the VRVP here, You know, the VRVP is saying the value area high is at $1.41. So that's more than a double from where it is right now. All right, let me just see what the exact percentage is at. 130% gain on Aerodrome if it can do that. But we've seen this thing get even higher than that. Like, we've seen Aerodrome in the $2 range, and that's almost like that's a 3x, almost a 4x from where it is right now. The reason why I'm trying to get it at 50 cents is because I figure like if this thing goes back up to $2, that's a 4x right there. That'd be very nice. Very nice. All right. But yeah, I think, yeah, right here, the point of control, right? For the most part, the POC is sitting at like 51 cents. And I think that's the reason why I chose 50 cents. I was like, yeah, let me just wait until this thing comes down there. I'll buy it at 50 cents and then I'll be able to quadruple my money when it goes to $2. If it does go to $2. Trade intuition. You want me to look at Cookie? Is that Cookie DAO? I actually did. I think I looked at that already, but I can look at it again for you. Cookie. Yeah, so I was already looking at this earlier. Okay. Using just the VRVP. This thing is trading at 17 cents as of now. Point of control, POC, very important, is also at 17 cents. So that's probably why we're getting some resistance right now. Then you got like a near-term high volume node at 20 cents. I think 20 cents is going to be a significant resistance area for Cookie as it continues climbing up to higher prices. But then after 20 cents, the volume starts to drop on the VRVP here. And then you got the value area high at 25 cents. And then after 25 cents, I mean, there's really nothing. The volume drops even more exponentially. And now what? We're looking at maybe I see some sideways trading action here. Like 38 cents is where I could see Cookie if it continues being bullish. So that's a double in price from where it is right now. And then I think I see some candlewick closes at like 57 cents. So this thing could also be like a possible 3x in the future if you can wait that long. But yeah, my opinion is that most of these cryptocurrencies, they could, because they've already dropped 50%, most of these cryptocurrencies are going to be a 2x at the very minimum, including XRP. From my friend Porky there. But XRP didn't actually do a 50% drop. XRP's been holding strong. But I still think you can do a 2x based on what I've seen in the charts for Ripple. I could see XRP being $5 later on this year. Especially if we lower interest rates and get trade deals going here. For sure. Yeah, that's my analysis there on Cookie. Just looking at it, Cookie one more time here. If Cookie starts losing its momentum here and coming down to lower prices, you do have another high volume node here at like 13 cents. Could be a support area for Cookie. And then you got the value area low at 11 cents. And I would just probably put like a stop loss at like 10 cents. If you lose 10 cents, then this thing probably wants to continue going lower for whatever reason. I don't know what that reason might be, but I would just get out of Cookie at like 10 cents. I mean, if you're buying right now at 17 cents and this thing comes down to 10 cents, you're losing almost like 50% of your investment. How much more would you want to lose? You know? But I would be expecting Cookie to probably get a bounce and a reaction off the value area low at 11 cents. And then also this high volume node here at like 13 cents could be another reactionary where it bounces off and goes to higher prices. Guys, I think that's going to be it for this live stream. I appreciate all the requests. You guys kept me really busy today. I appreciate that. If you're new to the YouTube live stream here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I go live again. And if you're new to my TikToks here, go ahead and check out my Meet Damien TikTok channel, right? And go ahead and hit that follow button so you can see more live streams in the future like this. Other than that, I think, you know, just ending the day, we're looking at Bitcoin at $94,500. Yeah, I think Bitcoin's probably going to stay at above $94,000 for the most part here. We want to see it stay above 92,900 to be exact. If we lose that, could be really bad. Yeah, if I go into 1 hour time frame on Bitcoin here, yeah, I think we got a gap in the volume here, and then it says like 91K could be where we get some support on Bitcoin if it does decide to go lower than 92.9. All right, I'll be on the lookout. I'm looking forward to seeing Trade Intuition's live streams, and I'll be looking at Porky's live stream later on tonight. And I think he's not doing a member-only stream today, so I can actually chat with him later on tonight. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Thanks, Trade Tuition.